and Margaret. So if you have questions at the end, come see us. Do we have new people here today? I think we have some new people. All right, we're going to have you introduce yourself in just a second. So if you have not checked in, please go ahead and check in there. It's in the QR code and our Wi-Fi information is right there. And while we're taking a minute to do that, please text your friends and family and neighbors, anybody you know. We are streaming live on Facebook, so they can tune into our meeting also. We're going to get that. Hi, welcome. Come on in. We're just getting started. So a couple of housekeeping, if we can refrain from side conversations, because we want to dedicate the listening to our speaker. If you can mute your phone, and like I said, we are filming live on Facebook. And our host, Mega Workplace. Pam and George are not here today, but this facility is not, this meeting is not possible without them and their facility. So if you know somebody that's looking to rent office space, come see them. Their cards are back on the table back there and downstairs. But you can rent office space here, you can rent a conference room, you can rent a mailbox. So if you're looking for space or you need a place to meet or you want to host a workshop, you can rent this upstairs here too, or if you know somebody. So it's a beautiful facility, easy to get to, and the parking is super easy. And we've got our coffee sponsor, Foxtel, and HR Office Savers is our food. So thanks to them. Welcome. This room is really quiet. Are you just still numb from the cold? I guess so. And even like everybody coming in is very quiet. So, what is 1 Million Cups? So it is a national organization, and we are here to help entrepreneurs. So if you go to other states, other cities, and look up Million Cups, you'll find one. It's a safe place for entrepreneurs to get ideas, connect with others. So if you have got a business idea or you want to expand something with your current business, this is the place for you, because we will help you get there. So it's about presentations, not pitches, and connecting and not networking. And Jim's going to expand a little bit on that.
So one of the things that we talk about every week is we want this to be a safe space. And as organizers, some of us we've talked that we've kind of started seeing a little bit more of where we're kind of promoting ourselves, where we're kind of trying to promote that out there. And I want to make sure that we keep the integrity of the program for what it is. And this is a business support program. We are here to support each other. We are not here to sell our services. And one of the other things that I've noticed too is we've had times where people come in and just start passing out business cards at every chair. We're going to ask you not to do that. And I guess the best way that I can think about that is, we talk about connecting is where you're building a relationship. You're not going there where networking is going there looking for someone to buy your services or for you to sell your services. So I'm just going to ask you to kind of think about this along those lines, and again, keeping with the integrity of the program. Before immediately passing out a business card, make that connection and wait until you're asked for that business card. And I think building connections organically, as I say every week, when you build the connections that way, they're going to be longer lasting, stronger relationships than just say, hey, do business with me, and it's probably more likely going to be a one and done. So again, we really want to focus on keeping the integrity of the program for what it is. We don't ever want anybody to come in and feel uncomfortable because they feel like they've been sold. And if you felt that way, please contact one of us, because we want to make sure that that does not happen here. Again, visit Todd. Todd does an awesome job with his B&I group. That's where those times are to be made at, and the networking opportunities are there for you. Here, we just want you here to feel comfortable, to fit in, give feedback, make connections, grow business the right way, and prosper from that. Any questions, any thoughts? We good? Everybody?
Yeah. So, so do we have any first timers? I saw 2 people raise their hand. Okay. Can you stand up? Give us your name and your company name. That's it.
My name is Mike Weeks, and I've just started a company called Big Moment Event Rentals. I'm happy to be here. Excited to meet you all.
Thank you.
My name is Mark Vanden Heuvel. I'm actually retired, not in business anymore.
Congratulations.
Actually invited by,
We aspire to be like you.
well, we can talk more about that. I was invited by my good friend Jim Green, who thought I would get something out of it and maybe I would have something to offer at some point. But thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Somebody's pointing to somebody. He's not standing up. He's like, oh, she sees me. Can you tell us who you are, Mark?
Hey, my name is Alejandro, and I'm not in business right now, but I'm trying to start in it, and I'm just here to learn. I'm happy to be with you.
Welcome. We have another new person?
Hi, I'm Dalton Wilkerson. I'm starting a business with Just Be Organized. So I organize homes, spaces, garages, you name it.
Very good. Anybody else? Oh, yeah. Yes, this is your honorary guest.
Yeah, I'm Chad Lake. I'm the handsome husband of Randy. And I'm on vacation, so I have free time to come out here and enjoy this. So thanks for having me.
Excellent. Well, welcome. We've got another new person back there.
Hey there, my name is Amy. I'm with J&A Media, photography and videography company, and this is my first time experiencing a Women in Cups meeting, so also just happy to be here and excited to meet you guys.
Great, welcome. Okay, now we've got some special people here, new people, in addition to these other special new people. We have Brian Federick. Do you want to introduce yourself? Brian is the new UCF Incubator Site Manager, so a new resource for you. So you want to introduce yourself? Tell us where you came from.
Yeah, sure. I'm Brian Federick, and I'm right downstairs in the glass office with the UCF Business Incubator Program. And we were just talking about, actually, I had been living over in Europe in the Netherlands and came back. My wife is Dutch. So we came back to Florida, just recently moved to Lake County. And what we are doing with the incubator program is looking for businesses that are innovative or in the technology space and that are scalable, so that, and we provide a whole suite of services to support those businesses and help them to succeed. And I'll be around here for most of the meetings, and I'll be down in the office if you ever want to stop by. So glad to be here. Thanks.
This building is full of resources. So between Brian and then John, do you want to raise your hand there? John is with the Small Business Development Center, so you want to get to know John. And then A Million Cups, we are full of resources. And then Marie Alberti with the Eustis Chamber, she's also a great resource. She's there talking to Jen. So be sure to, if you need help with your business, reach out to these folks. And Monty, sorry, I thought you were pointing to Marie. Sorry. And Monty with LEAD. Monty, can you give us a quick overview of LEAD? Tell us about LEAD, because people may not know about LEAD.
Okay, so LEAD's main mission is to create jobs and unite the economy in Lake County. Wouldn't we all like that if we were all on the same page? And working with Marie, working with all other 8 chambers, working with all 15 municipalities, and county government included, and to get everybody moving the ball forward, to diversify, to build a resilient, higher wage economy in Lake County. And so we are the economic development program focusing on creating businesses, helping businesses that are here grow, and then attracting primary employers here. So we've got some brochures in the back, we've got lots of events. We're proud to work with the volunteer organizers that do a great job, and they're a lot more fun moderating than I am. So I'm glad that we have a couple rock stars here, and glad you all are here learning the resources of the building of the public-private partnership that we're all building. Thank you.
You might remember that. And you have an event, it's Making Lake, right? This week, Making Lake. I know we're going to get to We Make Lake is this week, so follow their calendar. They've got really good events. Okay, so did everybody put their business card in the collection, the bucket? Yes? No? Do we have a bucket? Do we have one?
I saw the silver bucket, but I can't find it.
Okay. Okay, we'll get you. So as we come around, throw your card in, because you can't win if you don't enter, right? So we have some swag we're going to give away at the end of the meeting. So who doesn't love swag, right? So put your card in the fishbowl when it comes around. So if you want to present at A Million Cups, who wants to present? You all should have their hand up. Yes, okay, good. All right, so we have about 5 new people that are going to come talk to us here at the end and get on the calendar. It is not scary. We won't throw things at you, and it's free. It's free to get up here and present. We want to help you. So if you have a business idea or you want to make some changes with your business, you want to offer some new services and you're not sure, maybe you've got some things, you're not sure how to go about it, or you're not sure will the community like it, present. We'd love to give you some feedback and help you. So come see one of us here as the organizers, and we will help get you on the calendar. So I expect to see you 3 or 4 people that put your hand up, and you're going to be on the calendar because we'll come find you because you already volunteered. Okay. So come talk to us at the end of the meeting. And if you know somebody too that is struggling with their business or they're thinking of maybe starting a business, send them our way. We'd love to have them present. So this is the question of the day. This is audience participation. So warm up your voice because you got to participate here. What's your favorite winter memory from childhood? Favorite winter memory from childhood?
I mean, we grew up in Florida, so I think I had like a 15-year streak of jumping in the pool on Christmas Day. And it was fun to send to relatives that didn't live here, and today it's like, nope.
Getting up in the morning, finding out on the radio, school was closed.
My favorite memory was a night, a lot like last night, where it dipped below 30 degrees here in Central Florida. I've seen it snow twice here, but there was a year that it dipped below 30, so I climbed the top of my parents' sycamore tree, about 40 feet in the air, with a hose on mist, attempting to create snow.
Growing up north, we loved it when it snowed because they did cancel school. So we had our snow days, but we didn't stay inside. In those type of situations, we went outside and we dug tunnels and we made forts in the snow, and that was like our little escape for the day. So it was a lot of fun.
Hi everyone. My favorite thing is I would always beg my parents to set a fire in the fireplace, and it would always be too hot. So I'd have to convince them with my siblings, and sometimes they'd have the fireplace going, and then they'd have to turn the AC so we wouldn't die from heat exhaustion. But yeah, I always loved when I was like, please, let's do the fireplace. So yeah.
Moved from Michigan when I was 10, but when I was 4 or 5, on the farm, the road was kind of far from the house itself. My dad would pay me a dime to run barefoot in the snow to get his paper and bring it back.
Mine was from the Pacific Northwest, so where it's very mountainous, and where I grew up, there's hills that are mountainous, and sledding was a huge thing. So it was awesome.
I also grew up in Central Florida, and so I was 17 the first time I ever saw snow in Romania, and we built a snowman that was lower than our knees, and I was so excited, and they were like, what is wrong with you?
So I'm from Idaho, and we used to take a shovel. Anybody know what a shovel is? One of those shovels with a handle, you turn it around so you hang onto the handle and you go down the hill.
I'm from Washington State, Pacific Northwest as well. And there was one year we knew snow was coming in, so we already knew school was going to be canceled. I was in high school, so I invited all of my friends over. We had about 10 of us. We didn't know an ice storm was right behind that, and they all got locked in my house for like 3 days straight. Best 3 days of my life. My parents, it was a nightmare.
I just want to remind everybody that I'm proud to live in Central Florida, and the best part about my childhood was visiting here to get a break from the cold weather.
I have 2 winter memories. One is growing up in inner city Philadelphia, kind of poor. We go to the park and we take a piece of linoleum and slide down the hills of linoleum. You have no idea how much faster that is. And you have zero control of anything. And then the other was visiting my parents, if anybody knows where Hillsborough Beach is, down by Lighthouse Point. Being on the beach in Hillsborough Beach, and it snowed. And you watch the snow hit the ground and go poof, poof. It was neat though, to be that far south and see snow.
Linoleum.
yeah, use that, or remember cardboard box? Just tear a cardboard box up and you'd slide on the hills. Mine was as an adult. I was a big avid runner when I lived in Michigan, and when you got the snowfalls with the big snowflakes, I would throw my gear on it and I would go run. And it was the most peaceful, beautiful time that I can remember. And you're just out there, and it's just like you and God in the snow, and just loving every step of it. I don't know. I would just run till I didn't want to run anymore. And it was just the perfect time of the year to run.
We laughed at people like you.
Yeah. And they came around by our house.
That person.
I've got
I'm from
one.
upstate New York, so.
I've got one. So probably gonna age myself a little bit, but whenever it gets cold, I'm from Florida, so anytime it gets cold, the one thing I think about is years ago when the orange groves were around here, the orange farmers or citrus farmers would leave the water on, and you wake up and all the orange trees are full of, something I've never seen before, like all the icicles and stuff. Even today, I think about it, like when it's cold, I'm like, ooh, I wonder who left their water on so I can see that.
How many people have eaten snow? Is it not one of the best things ever?
Oh!
The yellow snow is not lemonade, it's not icing. So if you have kids and you go somewhere, do not let them eat yellow snow. Okay, well thank you for everybody's participation tonight, early. All right, so the format for today. So we have a really cool presentation. We have a special guest with us today. He's going to present, and then we're going to give him some feedback and ask questions. So, let's welcome Rabbi Weiner to the stage here.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Oh, there was a response. Fantastic. Just tell you a little bit about myself. I am a rabbi. I've been a rabbi not that long, just since about 2008. So I did this later on in life. And the reason why I do this is I really believe in supporting others, helping them the most I can. I don't have a congregation. What I do is I work mostly as a chaplain. I do rabbinic work as well, but I do a lot of interfaith work, hospice, chaplaincy work, that type of thing, because it's a way of giving back. That's an important aspect of what I want to speak about today. What we're here for is to get to know each other, from what I understand. To get to know each other and be supportive to each other. Not to sell your widgets, but to get people to want to know who you are so that maybe I'd be interested in your widgets. I'd like to start this presentation a little unorthodox way. Catch the pun? All right. So if everybody is willing to play with me, I'd like you all to close your eyes for a moment. While your eyes are closed, I'd like you to go to a place in your mind that is very special to you. Maybe it's the beach, maybe it's a sailboat, maybe it's up north in the snow. Whatever it is, be there. And while you're there, your guide, that could be your mom, your dad, it could be the supreme being, whoever touches your heart at this moment is there with you. Take a minute to just connect. While you're there, turn to your guide. Look towards what you want in life. Is it to connect with others? Is it to become a multi-millionaire? Is it to give back to the community? What would touch your heart the most? While you're in that state of mind, I want you to reach out as if you've received everything you want in life. And how does that feel? With that thought in mind, I'd like you to open your eyes, become present, Is there anybody that has anything that they'd like to share from that little process? Not saying anything? Yes?
Yeah, my guide was there. My mother passed away. She passed away 7 years ago today, day before my birthday. And the weather turned cold. It was rainy. It was ugly out. I could have stayed home and just sat with my feelings, but I put her winter coat on, and I'm here. And I wish that everybody had that kind of connection to help as a guide.
Thank you.
In 1865, a construction was started in Barcelona, Spain, by a gentleman by the name of Gaudi. And when you asked me to close my eyes, it took me right back to the Sagrada Familia. I don't know if any of you have seen it, but it's the most incredible structure I've ever seen in my life. When you get off the bus, you have to walk back an entire block to be able to see to the top. But that's where I was. It's so special. It's a basilica, and it was just a really, really special thing.
Thank you so much for sharing. Anybody else have anything that they'd like to offer? All right. Purpose of this exercise is to bring you to your inner being. Bring you back. Some people probably went back to their early childhood. Early snow memory I have was building a little mountain out of the snow, because it was deep enough you could do that anyway, 5 feet deep, and put a piece of crusty snow on top and coaxed my cousin to come over and fall into the hole. It was fun! Childish, stupid, could have gotten hurt, but it was fun. You know, we do crazy things. I don't understand why everybody's dressed in sweaters. I mean, you know, this is kind of warm for me. But that's because I'm in Boston, where it's 2 degrees today. My purpose today is to talk to you about communication. How did I start? I started by connecting with you, with each and every one of you. I want you to be close and be present with yourselves. That's a major part of communication. How? Talking to a few people here this morning, I realized that communication really is being genuine. If you try to sell me a new water hose, I'm going to walk away from you, because I'm not interested in being sold. I'm interested in getting to know you, know who you are, so that we can talk and build a relationship. We're all here to grow, right? Isn't that why we're here? To grow our communication, grow our businesses, grow ourselves. The way we grow is to be who you really are. That's an important factor. If you try to be someone else, it's going to be so obvious, nobody's going to want to be with you. The art of communication is the art of connecting with each other. Tony Robbins, you've probably all heard of Tony Robbins? Yeah, okay. One of the things he teaches, in order to be successful, for example in the music industry, is people have to like what they hear, pleasant. But that's not enough. A song that's pleasant isn't going to catch that well. But also have meaning. It's supposed to touch you inside, the meaning. So when you hear the song, you like the way it sounds, and then you like the meaning. And then it has to bring you that feeling of euphoria. If you take a song that has those 3 things, the sound, the feeling, euphoria, you're going to have a hit. And it takes all 3. Why? Because we are guided that way. It's very important to us. So being genuine, and also remembering where you are and how you're touching it. One of the other things he teaches is mirror the person you're speaking with. So if I were to mirror you right now, I would probably just sit there, have a nice look on my face, maybe nod a little bit, but not have my hands up in the sky. But if somebody's sitting there like this, I might want to do that as well. Because when you're marrying somebody, they relate to you. Now, it might sound silly, but it's proven and it works. So communication is more than just spoken word. It's the visual. That's important as well. What I would like to do is offer us all to realize that it is important to not only be genuine, be honest, and be complete. What do I mean by that? When we are out in the world talking with each other, and I've spoken to a few people here, one of the last questions you should ask is, well, what do you do? That's not who you are, is it, Wendy? No, you're not what you do. Did I ask you what you do? I don't think so. No, because that's not who you are. That happens, as was mentioned earlier, passing out the business card might bring you a customer, but that's not who you are. When I have a salesperson who approaches me and tries to get me to buy their thing, I don't want to do business with them. When I have somebody who approaches me and offers me that cup of coffee or tea, talking, friendly, shows that they care about me as a human being, so what is it you do? Oh, you're in the nutrition field. I could use your help. But actually, I grow this on purpose because it's cold up north, and we have to have extra fat on our diet. Now, I once went on a severe diet, lost 100 pounds, went from an extra large to a size medium, and I was so cold! I had to wear sweaters like monkey! I was terrible! But I put some weight on. Now my cardiologist says lose it. But what's important is be comfortable with who you are. Because we're all perfect. We are all perfect. If there's anything else you're taking out of this communication, just realize you're all perfect. I don't usually like to bring this in, but God does not create junk. He only creates perfection. And so each and every one of us is perfect. So when I ask you, who are you, Mike? Are you going to tell me what you do for a living? Or are you going to tell me who you are? In fact, that's a question when I'm meeting with a couple for guidance when they're getting married. The first question I ask them is, Matthew, what makes you Matthew? And they look at me. Do you know who you are? Is that an easy question to answer? No. Because nobody asked you that before, right? Nobody's ever asked you to tell you who you are. But when I ask them that question, they're like, And then I usually get a page full of notes. But when it comes to ask the other person, your partner, it's like, you're asking me. It's the same thing. And then when they tell me, now let's get to know each other. That's communication. Bring a little bit more of my work into this. Anybody have any idea what the #1 reason for divorce is in this country? What is it? Money? Children? Money. It's communication. Well, getting married does, my wife is not my first wife. It took her 10 years to agree to marry me because she's been divorced before. And she said the only way I could guarantee I'd never get divorced again is by not getting married. So you've got the right answer, but that's not the answer we're looking for, because the right answer is communication. And that's a true story. But anyway, When we learn how to be who we are, is in that closed eye process that I started with. When we learn who to be where we are, we can communicate and genuinely communicate. That's important. When you're looking at how am I going to make this happen, it ain't going to happen, is it? But when you're talking to somebody that cares about you, that is. Now when it comes to skills on speaking, there's many different methods. Most people, and somebody mentioned this earlier and I've used this example many times, at a funeral would much rather be in the casket than the person delivering the eulogy. I personally would rather deliver the eulogy because I get paid for it, but that's a different story. Why? Because people are afraid to talk. They're afraid to get up in public and speak. Why? Do you like to talk? Do you like to talk? Yeah, you like talking. Do you like talking in front of a room? Yeah. Okay, you're unusual. Congratulations. But people are afraid to get up and be who they are because you might notice them a little overweight. You might notice that there's something different about them. But that's okay, because every person is different. And when you realize it's okay to be different and that you are perfect, then it's easier to get up. What I'm getting at is communication is the art of letting other people know who you are and learning who they are. Because when you care about others, what happens? Any ideas?
They care about you. Reciprocate.
I'm sorry?
Reciprocated.
Yeah, they care about you as well. And when people care about each other, what can we create? It's fantastic, right? Right. What I would like to do is offer a few seconds for you to turn to the person next to you. No more than 30 seconds we're going to spend on this. And tell them who you are and what's important to you. It take us a few seconds and each person turns to the person beside them. All right, we can bring that to a close, please. Oh my God, did I see smiling faces in this room? Did you enjoy that? Yeah. Why did you enjoy it? Did you talk about what you do for work? Anybody?
Yes.
Please. What you talked about was yourself. Wasn't that great? I think everybody enjoyed it. I didn't see one face in this room that didn't have something of a smile. Why? Because you love the topic. And the person listening to you loved hearing you say it. You communicated. Do that in life and watch what happens. Watch what happens when in life you turn around to each other and show each other that you actually care. Because when you care, it shows. When you're putting on a show, that shows. When you care about what the other person has to say, they want to tell you and they want to connect with you. Where did I learn to speak? Maybe you don't like it, maybe you do. I'm going to go back to my early childhood before I was clergy. I started off life as a musician. My mother said, let us stick with it. I've been a member of the Musicians Union for over 50 years, so I think I've proven that she wasn't accurate, but that's okay. But I was used to being on stage. But when I was on stage, you didn't see me, you saw the art that I was creating. But it made me less afraid to be on stage. Then through my life, I've taken a lot of roles where I have done presentations. As clergy, I'm always in front of people speaking. How many of you have fallen asleep when you've gone to services? Honest?
As a child, as a church tonight.
All right, because you're bored with what's being said or you just don't really care. The presenter was not speaking with emotion. If I speak monotone, you're not going to want to listen to what I have to say. That's one of the things that happens. About, I don't know, in 2008, my wife mentioned to me that she was going to a Toastmasters meeting. I'm like, okay, who cares? And then she said, you should come. What do I want to do that for? Why would I want to go in front of people and speak? Professionally, I make money doing this stuff. Why would I want to do that? She said, come. Well, the first time I went, they were talking about a contest, a humorous speech contest. I said, oh, I can do that. I said, no, you have to be a member first. So I joined. When I joined, I went in like a fish in water. I absolutely loved it. Became the district director. They changed the title. It used to be called district governor of Massachusetts and Rhode Island. So I had over 200 clubs, over 5,000 people in it. Well, that's okay. What that meant is I had to get in front of thousands of people and speak. That was fun. I was not scared until I went to an international convention to nominate somebody. And there were like 3,000 people in the audience. It was televised all over the country, all over the world. I got up and I was nervous. When I saw my picture on the big screens in front, because they were doing this, I was nervous. Oh, it's young, they're human. However, it was still fun. It was something I enjoyed doing. The idea of coming up here and speaking today wasn't like, it's like, how can I be who I am and give that information to others to support them? What I learned in Toastmasters was every meeting I go to, I get positive feedback. You like positive feedback?
So can we open it up for feedback, questions,
Just a second.
comments?
Just a second.
We have to end the meeting. So.
Well, you're going to have to wait just a minute.
All right, give me 1 more minute.
Okay. What I'm getting at is, we all like positive feedback. Find in your life what's going to give you that. And when you're getting that point, people will not fall asleep when you learn that eulogy. And now, if we could ask, are there any questions or thoughts that would like to be presented? Yes, sir.
Eric Kleinbach, I work with Natasha with Wellness Wisdom. One of the things that I felt over the years, and you kind of reiterated, is people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Exactly. 100%. One of the reasons why I wore this hat today is because there may be other people in this room who will relate to it. And that's another way of communication, is finding ways to get people to relate with you. Yes, go ahead.
I absolutely love how your voice, you speed up, you slow down, you high, you're low, you're all over the place, and I love it because that keeps my attention. I have a hard time not being able to see your eyes. So,
10,000 times because all I saw was beard almost the whole entire time. It's probably the lighting from where I'm sitting back here. And I'm like, who is this guy under the hat?
He's so tall. Thank you. As a religious Jew, I always have my head covered, so that's why I'm wearing a hat.
I gotcha.
Okay. Other questions?
So I had a thought that, and one of the things I tell a lot of people, and I think that to your point, dead on, is that people become their jobs, and you are not your job. It's just a job. You need to be who you are, and we were talking ahead of time, and I had to look it up because I can't remember, but there's a book called 7 Levels of Communication. Awesome book, if you haven't read it. But one of the things they suggest, and I want your opinion on which one you hit first, when you meet somebody, remember the acronym FROG, which stands for Family, Recreation, Occupation, and Goals. Which of those 4 would you say would be the best one to talk about when you introduce yourself to someone?
Family. Family. I don't really care what you do for work. When I get to know who you are, and I see that you're like me, then I'm interested in talking to you. Anyone else? Oh, there must be somebody that has something they want to say and ask me.
I think they're all too scared to ask.
I'm not that scared.
This is kind of off the topic. How much education do you have to go through to become a rabbi?
Well, that's a great question. It is off the topic, but it takes many, many, many years of study. For about 10 years, I was traveling to Israel every year to sit and learn. Okay. And before that, it was probably about another 10 years beforehand getting to that point. So I would say I probably have 25, well, I'm still 7.
Thank you. Hey, Matthew Guy with Pinpoint Web Studio. So I'm curious, I do an immense amount of networking. In many of these spaces, it is speed networking, where you literally have a minute or less to essentially pitch. And it is business. Like the theme is presenting who you are and what you do. How could you concisely embed some of these concepts into a pitch to separate yourself from people who are always doing the same thing, so you can eloquently tell people who you are while also succinctly telling them what you do and why they should connect with you professionally?
I think that's a fabulous question. It goes back to my original answer. If I ask you what you do, is that going to help me at all? But if we start talking, building that connection from the first second of our meeting, like, what did you have that ugly shirt? Whatever it is, but we build a connection right from the beginning, then I'm going to want to hear you and talk to you. And that might bring me into, well, what is it you do? I remember I did this personal growth seminar years ago where it was not allowed, it was frowned upon to ask people what they do for work. Because we've got to get to know each other first. And wow. Up until then, one of the first questions I used to ask people is, so what do you do? It's common, it's human. Once I realized that was a detriment, I was able to build relationships and friendships. That's important.
A thought on Matthew's question, and to your point, when you talk about family and you talk about, as you get into that 60 seconds, you can tell people what you do without telling them. And it's like for Matthew, it's like, you know what? I have a passion and I love to help people grow their business through social media or something like, and they're going to go, oh, that is so cool. You're a family man. What do you do? And I think you can lead into that without just hitting them up front. Because 60 seconds is a short time, but people can still learn who you are in the first 45.
Absolutely. I didn't tell you that I have 5 children and 9 grandchildren. I didn't go on about my family, and that's what I'm preaching basically, is let people know who you are. However, once I said that, I heard ooh and whatever. That's really what I am. I'm a granddad and I have kids. Yes.
I had a thought that that little exercise that we did here with our neighbors would be a great thing to do at home with our kids, and have them tell us who they are and then tell each other who they are. And I think that not only is it great in this setting, but in a family setting as well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
I've
do
done that with some of my grandchildren.
we'll do 2 more and then, okay, we'll do 3 more and then we'll wrap up.
Rabbi, and I'd like your opinion if I address Matthew's question. You know, if you have a really short amount of time, I'd be first like, well, what is it about you or what projects you're working on that I would want to do business with you? And I would turn it over to the other person to get them to open up what is it about them. I didn't ask what they did, but what is it about them or what projects are important to them, so that way I could learn more about them, whether they have the character I want to deal with.
Yeah, how are they going to help me? Yeah.
All right, Rabbi, we're going to go 2 more because we want to respect everybody's time. We'll go Greg, and we're going to wrap it up with that.
Greg Stiles with Right Roads Connection. One of the big things I was taught a long time ago is find something, a saying, a verse, or what have you, that is going to, that's a character and an integrity that you want to be as a foundation. And mine is Matthew 7:12. I have it plastered all over my email signature and stuff. But basically, it's the golden rule. Second golden rule is do unto others as you want it done unto yourself. So treating people the way you want to be treated. And when you go into something like that, it really, when you get in that mindset, it really, really helps to show who you are and the other person sees that.
Thank you. Before we go to the next question, I'd like to say something. What I teach is a little variation on the golden rule. Treat others as you believe God would want to be treated. Then how could you possibly mistreat them? Yes.
Hi, Rabbi. Thank you for today. And a little bit about what Greg was saying. I almost gave up my time because you were talking about what I wanted to touch on. I think that from a feedback perspective, I would love to hear more, not so much preaching, but your core rabbinical study and how that influences your communication. I think when I go to any of these meetings and I hear a pastor or someone from the Christian faith talk, there is always reference to the Bible and to their history. And I think that that would be helpful also. Christianity, of course, with the basis in Judaism, and you with your experience, I think that could really lend itself more to expanding the communication opportunity, the thought, the process, the receiving we have. And not for nothing, I'm expecting you to do that as a rabbi, as your title. So I think that would be helpful from an audience perspective.
Thank you. Thank you for that feedback. I personally do a lot of interfaith work. Why? Because we're all important and we're all equal, and we should all get what we need out of spirituality. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. All right, thank you, everybody. So we are going to move into our community announcements, but before we do that, okay. So if you have a community announcement, make sure it's 1 week out. 1 week out. If you have something happening in March, wait and tell us later, okay? Because we'll forget. So just 1 week out. But before we step there, Amanda Brothers. Does everybody know Amanda? She's been here. Okay.
She's watching on Facebook right now.
Okay. Hi, Amanda. So her mom passed away, so if you could just keep her family in your thoughts and prayers, we would appreciate that. And then we have 2 people that are birthday people, birthday ladies. We have Brandy, who celebrated her birthday, was it Monday, right? Okay. And Marie, tomorrow. So happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Marie. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Mom, for leading us.
Somebody needs to lead. Yeah, that's right. I can't limit to the oldest guy in the group. Are you sure?
Okay, so who's got an event coming up in the next week?
Natasha. Asher Kleinbach, Wellness Wisdom. Also, last week was my dad's birthday, Eric Kleinbach. So he was helping me. We were down in Boca Raton that day. But I have an event that I am going to be hosting the panel for. It's this Saturday at the Lake Square Mall from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's a free event. Ooh, free. And it is Elevate Your Health Empowerment Expo. So we have many, many, many speakers that are going to be there talking about your physical health, your mental health, everything to do with the mind, the body, and the soul. So if you would like to come out and maybe hear some things that you've never heard before, get some advice, maybe just meet someone that could really help you, whether it's a therapist or a physical therapist. There's definitely going to be a lot of experts out there. And again, it's this Saturday. I'm going to put it on the QR code thing, and I'll post it on Facebook. But it is the Elevate Your Health Empowerment Expo, which is this Saturday from 11 to 3 at Lake Square Mall. And you can't miss it because it's right in the center of the mall on the stage. So thank you.
We have somebody in the back. There's a mic back there.
Hi, my name's Jalen. I own Sourdough by Jay, so I teach people how to make sourdough bread. My next class is February 1st. It will be at my home. I really like to teach in more intimate settings, so it will always be in a home with like 8 or less people. So if you guys are interested in learning how to make sourdough bread, let me know and follow me like on Facebook or Instagram, Sourdough by Jay. February 1st at noon. And then you can call me or just come to me to sign up.
And Marie Alberti, president of the Lake Eustis Area Chamber of Commerce. January is a very busy month, but we're getting set up for George Fest next month. We have our first wine walk in downtown Eustis next Thursday night, which is the 30th of January, and you can get your tickets online. We have 16 businesses already signed up and probably a few more. And the purpose of the wine walk is to help people come to downtown Eustis knowing that places will be open, that will be welcoming, getting traffic to go there and see what we have to offer. You know, from, you know, the mead, pine smoke, offering mead. It is a sample, it is not a full glass, okay? So you're just going through and getting a sample all the way along. But you can come back, you can purchase from them. You might find a nice, quiet place to come and just relax in our community, and we're very excited about it. The flyer is downstairs. Oh, yes, and so we do have here in Pocket Park, we've got Mark Houghton, who's going to play in the park. So as you go through town, we'll have outdoor music, live music, and we will have young professionals will have their cornhole set up in Pocket Park. So you can take a little diversion, you can go there, you can meet people, you can have a great time, and you know, possibly come out with a few purchases that you like, wine, or we do have a wine shop downtown. And the other thing was, and I knew I was gonna forget this. Oh, and so next month is our big breakfast. It is our George Fest breakfast. We have moved it to Life Point Church. We are expecting over 200 people there. And January is the month. If you were thinking about joining the chamber, January is your month. And there's a special incentive and surprise if you're interested in joining the chamber. We are at 9 new members this month already, so please get in touch with me.
What's the website?
EustisChamber.com. EustisChamber.com. Really good value. So those of you that are saying, "Well, I don't know about that," there is a tremendous value in belonging to the organization. Yes, Greg, what would you like? Yes?
Where are you located?
We're at 1 West Orange Avenue, which is right on the lake.
Right there.
44. If you go into the lake, you've gone too far. We're right there at the south end of Farron Park. And there are many opportunities if you want to be in the parade. If you think your business would lend itself to being in the parade,
be in the parade. We have lots of opportunities for you to get visibility in the community, so.
Hey Marie, we don't respect every time, we gotta move on, so I know Monty's got some things, so Monty?
Thank you, Marie. I'm glad to hear that you are growing. I've heard a rumor that since 1 Million Cups has started, the Eustis Chamber of Commerce has doubled in size. So I want to thank you for your efforts.
Yes, it has.
1 Million Cups, all your businesses growing and segueing to 1 Million Cups.
Take it, brother.
I'm overwhelmed with what we have. Okay,
Yeah,
all
you're
right.
doing a lot. We're proud of you, Marie. So, this week we have We Make Lake. It's a manufacturing-focused industry networking headed by our business retention and expansion expert Mike Kelly. But there'll also be presentations, keynotes by Manufacturers Associations of Central Florida. If anyone knows Donnie Casey, and Lake Technical College. This is a good opportunity, and LEAD is privileged to be able to work with the public school systems and the colleges and the private schools and be that voice of business to them and the voice of them to business, and that's really how the schools grow and be valuable to what needs are in the community. So if you want a chance to interface with Lake Tech, with the Manufacturing Association of Central Florida, or any other manufacturers, if you feel like you can support them individually or as a business, I encourage you to attend Thursday night at 5 o'clock at Lake Tech. It's free, and there will be some light hors d'oeuvres, but don't come just to eat. Come to support the manufacturing industry of Lake County.
Great, thank you. All right, you can stay connected with upcoming events if you scan the QR code, and you can sign up to get their emails too. I do. So sign up, and thank you all for coming today. Oh, we got to do the door prize. Rabbi, do you want to draw out of the fishbowl our winner? Do you want to draw a winner for our door prize? Brandy has the card. Everybody, you put your card in, right? Oh, we got an addition here. Tara Thornburg, specializing in remodels. We'll get you a door prize. It's not right here. Right. All right, well, thank you all for coming today. Will you be here?
Next week, let's get back to 60 or 70.
Let's fill the room. So thank you, everybody. Come on up for our picture.